Hi, this is John Kraus with California Corks, and today we're at Quady Winery, and we're interviewing Crystal Weaver-Kiessling. Crystal, how has becoming a winemaker, has it always been your goal?
It was once I got to Fresno State. We got to do a tour of the winery during orientation, and at that point, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I had made it there, so I was really excited. Did the tour and instantly fell in love with the winery, and I just thought, what an amazing opportunity to try something that other colleges don't have. Obviously, there's very few colleges that offer that. So I immediately signed up for that and started my journey there for winemaking.
So how long have you been here at Quady?
I've only been here almost a year, so I'll be here a year in July.
Okay, so that's relatively new as far as 1 year, but I'm still going to ask you this question. As a winemaker and as an individual, what accomplishments are you proud of?
As a winemaker, I'm really proud of the fact that I get to stay here in the valley and make wine. And that has always been where I wanted to be when I was making wine. We're not Napa and we're not Sonoma, but we make really good wine and we grow really great fruit here. And I think being able to stay here and do what I love and make wine every day is something I'm extremely proud of. And I hope that the wines that we put out to the world kind of show that pride and that people realize us as a great place to buy and come and taste and purchase our wine, because it is something a lot of valley winemakers put their heart into, and you stay here for a reason, because you could leave, you could go to Napa and you could go to Sonoma or anywhere else in the world, but this is a very unique place for how much we grow. So that part of it to me is something I'm very proud of, to get to do that every day.
Well, tell us a little bit about your winemaking experience. Has it just been here at Quady?
No, I was working at a larger winery before this, and they have several wineries up and down California. So I got to kind of move around to different wineries and try different styles and processes. Through that opportunity, I also got to go do a harvest in Australia. So that was really interesting, and I learned a lot there, and that was quite the adventure. So I'm really glad I got to do that. So kind of just bouncing around within that company in different wineries. And then I just wanted to kind of try to do something different than that. I felt like I got all of that under my belt. I knew how to do the big, and I kind of wanted to do the other side. I came and toured Quady, and I just saw the growth that they were experiencing here. And I felt so excited for them, and I just felt like I could be an asset because I had already done obviously very large. So that kind of helped my decision to move over to the other side, if you will.
The other side. Okay. All right. All right. Well, when I think of Australia, I think of Shiraz, maybe a Malbec, something along that line. Tend to think of, well, Quady makes quite different wines, don't they?
They do. And so that was kind of the other reason to move, is I had done all those varietals and I'd done all those styles before. So I was really excited to try to learn this side of it. I had done sweet wines and sweet muscats for sure, and sweet whites in where I was before. So it was really, didn't seem too daunting of a task to come here. But also this is a completely unique wine and a completely unique style. And so I was really excited to kind of jump in and see this side of it. And I hadn't worked with any dessert wine, which Quady also does. So that was really exciting too, to come see this side of it. And then working a lot with barrels and stuff. In a larger winery, you don't really get to do a lot of that. So that is also something I wanted to learn and kind of get my mind around as well.
Not just big bulk.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the quality, I feel like the distinction when you're in someplace small like this that I'm learning is you get to kind of make choices based on quality. You get a lot of say in the vineyard. You get a lot of say in the wine. And I like that part of it. I learned a lot where I was before, but a lot of it was just meeting certain specifications, and your style and your taste weren't really taken into account. And I feel like coming here and having the quality take, center stage of what you're making is totally night and day, and I love that, and it's really exciting to get to live that part of winemaking.
Well, one winemaker told me once one of the worst things a vineyard owner could do is let the winemaker loose in the vineyard. But I understand you work in the vineyard quite a bit.
Yeah, so that is the fun part of working here, is we do have some outside growers, and it's really, we were just out there this week in some of our black muscat that we purchased, and we were out there because they were shoot thinning. So we went out there with the growers, and we were just talking about why it's so important to thin that particular variety. And it's hard here in the valley to explain something to a farmer that's like, hey, we're going to knock some fruit off, because the Central Valley does tend to be about quantity, and we're trying to get them to get us to the quality that we want. And so we're very grateful that we've had a lot of good feedback with the farmers and understanding why it's important to do it. And there's a lot of guys out there that have the experience to also pass on to new people. And so it was a really good experience, and I like that part of it. I like being out to go out in the vineyard and make decisions based on ripeness and acid and when we're going to pull it in. We have a lot of flexibility here. If we're going to, harvest is a short window anyway, so you don't have a ton of flexibility, but it is nice to say, hey, maybe we're not going to pick that field right now because it's not exactly the coloring we want or the sugar we want. We're going to wait, and then, flex a little bit and say, no, we need it now. We're going to bring it in. We have a really good relationship with our growers that we can make those decisions and bring fruit in at the right time, which is going to give us the best quality wine that we can make. So I love that part of it. That part has been very exciting. And when I was at Fresno State, I actually went to school for viticulture. So that part of it is a little more ingrained in me, even though I've been doing winemaking for the majority of the time. That part I still love, and I'm glad that I get to still touch on that every I want to say every once in a while, but it's actually quite frequently. We're usually in the vineyard, a couple times a week, and we have our Orange Muscat right out here, so it's very easy just to step out and go walk the fields and look at where we're at on, bud break and tonnage and water and everything. So it's a unique opportunity that I'm glad I get to experience.
Well, it sounds exciting. So I really appreciate you inviting us in to your barrel room.
Thank you for coming.
We could join here together, and the whole idea is the experience.
Definitely.
You and I could both go to the grocery store and get a bottle of wine off the shelf anywhere, but meeting a winemaker makes it more experience. You tell the story that's behind the bottle.
Exactly.
And we appreciate that. So thank you so much, Crystal, for joining us today.
Thank you for coming.
And letting us be a guest here.
Oh, absolutely. It was
Have
a pleasure. You too. Thank you.
We're glad you were able to join us. Please feel free to follow us at www.cacorks.com. And I encourage you to join our email list. We'll keep you informed what's happening out there on the California Wine Trail. We'll see you next time.